Islam doing Bey. Okay, this is part one of October 4th, 2020, in reference to my spirituality. So I'm at Whole Foods in Annapolis, Maryland, in spiritual jurisdiction. You know, I just got through watching this video. I post the video. A black boy, he looked to be, I mean, if he had to claim a nationality, he would be considered black. He looked to be a teenager. The cops ran him over, okay? That's what it sounded like. So there were people screaming and yelling on the video, saying, you ran him over, and the boy was laying on, this was yesterday, the boy was laying on the ground, there's blood on the ground, there's a cop trying to lift the boy up or get him stationary until the ambulance comes. And so I looked at the video and I was thinking to myself, once again, in reference to being classified and identified as an animal, okay, as a beast. Once again, I looked at the video and the thought came, once again, being classified and identified by law as a beast and an animal. So the cop ran him over. I don't know how the cop ran him over, but the cop ran him over. It's like you know how you see roadkill? You see roadkill on the street. You see a possum on the street, dead dogs on the street, squirrels on the street. So the cop ran the boy over. So let me finish. Once again, Dwayne Buffalo, I'm connecting this to spiritual jurisdiction and physical jurisdiction and in the telepathic code. So I have spoke about how definitely, so now, and this is also in connection to black, brown. Brown is usually referring to the Mexican, somebody from El Salvador, South American, Puerto Rican. Black is usually referring to African American, and I also say pale skin. Pale skin lives matter. Okay. When you're dealing with the telepathic code that has different variation of strands of it, and those strands, within that strand, you have some form of a animal or beast DNA, or beast DNA, which is a spirit, which lets off a frequency, and the scientists inject this strand into the fetus of a child, into a fetus of a pregnant woman, or give it to someone after who isn't born. I mean, someone after birth. They already been born, and that telepathic code binds, BIND, with the DNA, whether it binds with the DNA in the fetus of the pregnant woman or binds with the DNA afterwards. If a person after birth, it could be a grown-up that received it. I don't have it. Imani Gray doesn't have it. So so everybody don't have the telepathic code. Around Arrington-Bey, Imani Gray Bay, we don't have it and we reject it. And so if it's known what they place in the telepathic code, okay, by those who have the authority to patrol, okay, so it's known. Okay, and them themselves have the same code, okay? So they're outside of natural law. You understand? So I'm saying, just because they have the code don't mean they're outside of natural law, but they are. But I am definitely emphasizing those outside of natural law. That means they haven't taken an oath or affirmed to uphold constitutional laws of freedom. This U.S.A. Constitution of 1870 1867. I mean 1787. 1787. The 13th Amendment with 20 sections and all four of Abraham Lincoln's proclamations. All four of Abraham, the proclamations are not included in the constitutional law. And I'm telling you, I know you know this, Dwayne, but it's good for me to keep demonstrating. What gave President Abraham Lincoln the right to pass those laws, or those proclamations, was Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution. Okay? And in one of the proclamations, once again, was the initial proclamation, which was proclaimed and ratified September the 22nd, 1862. And in that, President Abraham Lincoln said, this is to restore constitutional rights to the people. Constitutional rights. We have to restore these laws to the people. But so getting back, so yesterday I saw the video. The boy looked to be African American. Those that were yelling were definitely had the accent of African American. They were yelling and crying. Was laying in the street. He started shaking because they were saying that the cop, the patrol car, ran over the boy. If you have a population of people who demonstrate through their thought process, because you're among a population of telepathy, those that distribute the telepathic code, that they are in an animal or beast state of mind. And not only that, they behave in such. Are you going to respect them? Are you going to respect them as a life form on this earth? What is the difference between them and the roadkill on the side of the street? So I've seen the videos of the extraordinary dogs. They have given this code to the dogs, the cat, the elephants, marine life, birds. And so now, if you have that same code, that same strand that they have given out to animals, which was supposed to set us distinct from the animals, is a higher level of consciousness. The higher level of consciousness to think, to accept civilization and behave civilized. But your thought process have regressed in a civilized thought process, where you're no different than the dog, the cat, the ape, the monkey, the elephant, the lion, the beast in the field. Why would another being that has authority to carry a gun, and also it knows that you don't have rights to carry a gun because you're not naturalized, will respect you as a life form on this earth, or any life form? So the boy was on the street. I mean, he started shaking. People were crying. The lady kept yelling, "He's gonna die! He's gonna die!" And one guy that was doing a video, he was like, "Don't block me! Don't block me! I want," because he was he made it sound like it looked like the police was trying to block him. So now you hear Black Brown Lives Matter, or Black and Brown Lives. I say pale skin too. Lives matter. Okay, in reference to spirit, I always give testimony, and I tell you the predominantly experiences I've experienced through spiritual and mental attack have been from the Black African American. That is unclean in spirit. Okay, not all are unclean, male and female. Okay, so if you're going to behave like an animal, why would they see you as anything other than an animal? Islam. If you behave like a beast, and not only that, your DNA is mixed with that. These are unclean spirits I'm talking about. Why would any form of authoritative position will respect you as a life form? I was thinking about the Arrington-Bey also, in reference to how naturalization can, but before I go there, I'm going to also say, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I'll leave that for the last part, but now I better say it now. Still down the hall in the American extended stay, you still have people saying Burger King, that sort of thing, at American extended stay, or if I'm, or your job now. I'm hearing them say your job, so, I've heard them say that once, and then, or, no, I take that back, it wasn't down the hall, but I did hear someone say your job simultaneously, as the door was slamming, and I'll just leave it at that. That's actually true. Simultaneously, so last Sunday, I was listening to the Sunday night conference call down the hall at the American Center Stay. I'm in Annapolis, Maryland. All of a sudden, the doors were slamming loud. Somebody was slamming the door loud, like they were angry, like an animal, literally like an animal or beast. And then the words, "That's her job," was spoken. Literally like an animal or beast. Like they should have the right to be upset at whatever reason. Why, like they have some form of authority to be upset. Does a beast or an animal have authority? No, it's a beast and animal. I'm not saying that it was Burger King. I'm just giving you testimony. I don't know what was going on. Okay, let me try to get my thoughts together in reference to spirituality. I got 11 minutes in this video. So I was thinking about the boy and how the cop ran him over. Dwayne, I think, you remember I told you about, I think in reference to spirit. Well, first of all, I definitely think that there are cloaked spirits walking the earth that are demonstrating spirits of Allah. I think they've been walking the earth, and they could be within us, and also literally walking the earth in different forms, in different realms, and they are watching. I think it's important to maintain our divinity. It's not easy. Let me speak for myself. Experiencing spiritual and mental attacks, it's not easy to not lower my frequency and hate. It is easy to do that. But I see the connection to science and how that doesn't help me. It does not help me to hate. It really doesn't. But I know I can see that being a goal. Because if you could get a divine natural being to lower their frequency, which keeps them from harmonizing with the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe, all right? Because that's what we are here for. We are naturally able to harmonize with the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe. Then you have made that being vulnerable for attacks, vulnerable for sickness. Anger brings sickness. Illnesses, depression, and this is not just with me, or these are other beings too, because the United States or others or people on this landmass, the United States jurisdiction, which I'm not a part of, but I am among and definitely affected by it, is not even considered civilized in reference to mental and physical health. Or Arrington-Bey, he's not a part of it either, but he's among it. And the reason why, so that lets you know if physical and mental health is so low in the United States jurisdiction, which consists of many people in the population not being within constitutional law. That means they have not been naturalized to uphold constitutional laws. And yet we are among unclean spirits that send sharp pains, attack the genitals, attack the mental mind. The hospitals are making lots of money. The pharmacists, they're making a lot of money. You have other institutions that would normally not make a lot of money, they're making a lot of money from sicknesses and illnesses. What does that tell you? That says a lot. When you hear foreign the countries that are like in the first 10 of mental and physical health, and you hear how their hospitals are implemented, and they are industrialized. And here, America, the United States, is supposed to be industrialized, but yet it's not. It's 34 or 35 in statistics, and too many statistics in reference to physical and mental health. But yet, many, probably 95% of the population have decoded telepathy. That says a lot. And so in that code of telepathy, they have placed them in a jurisdiction no different than an ape, a dog, or a cat, whatever. That says a lot. So those are my thoughts. It matters how you behave spiritually. There's more than one form of jurisdiction. So the telepathic code, that strand places you in the jurisdiction because of your thoughts and your behavior, and how you are able to demonstrate yourself to the universe, the earth, to the civilized world. Then also paperwork, being naturalized, also place you in a jurisdiction. All this is in connection to status. Your behavior, how you demonstrate yourself, is a status. You are communicating to those of law and also to the earth and the universe who you are, because they already know what to expect from those who have the code that is mixed with animal DNA. They already know what to expect, how they behave. They use the book psychology, the book solutions to everything, without speaking about what's really going on. So they'll say, this person has schizophrenia, this person is depressed, alcoholism, drug addicts, has a problem with narcotics, nicotine, addicted to smoke, smoking cigarettes, bipolarism. There's so many book diagnosis that they have given and put in place out there, where instead of speaking about spirit and spirituality, which in that because if they speak about that, then you're going to connect the telepathic code, and you're going to connect a different form of science. And so that form is, so if you start correcting and healing people truly in that manner, then the hospitals that are not created for healing, because there are two types. One are created for healing, the other one's not. Well, they're not going to make as much money. The pharmacists are not going to make so much. When I say the hospital, those doctors, those nurses, the pharmacists, they're not going to make so much money. The banks, the corrupt banks, they're not going to make so much money. This chaos and all that low frequency energy is not going to exist. People consciousness will actually start to rise, and there's a change. But obviously the telepathic code was not created for that. Islam. It matters. Those are my thoughts. I'll leave it at that. There's something I wanted to tell you in reference to spiritual jurisdiction. The way about that is more. And I keep talking to you so much about but it's something that my spirit is telling me. I was speaking about how you can be a Moorish American and have your paperwork done. You have obtained that branch of freedom financially. You know your heritage, your tribe, but yet you have fallen from. You are not where you should be in morality and ethics. I think there is definitely a spiritual war going on in that manner. And because one of the things I realized when reference to spiritual attacks is these spirits trying to attack what is righteous. So say you are sleeping and they attack your genitals, and you like it. You like it. You want them to attack it. If you're a young boy or young girl and you never had it done to you, and you get this sensation, and you don't realize that they're trying to spiritually possess your mind and possess your body, you might like it. That's a form of lowering your divinity, who you are. And I'm saying as in Moors, M-U-apostrophe-U-R. Okay, taking you away from that covenant to Allah. If you are more in status and you're trying to build and maintain an empire, and all that you have to do certain things that you might not be too proud of, that you might feel like, you say you work hard all your life and you've got all this knowledge. Now you are at a point where you have a temptation to do something that is not in connection to your covenant to the Most High. If you choose to do it, it's no different from that person, that boy who has no money or has little money, but who is conscious and knows what's going on and wanting and enjoying that lower energy than you, who, I mean, even they still, some spiritual guides might say it's still a difference because of the choice, and you choose to accept that temptation. I see that too could be part of a spiritual warfare, spiritual jurisdiction. Islam. I keep saying that over and over again because something's telling me that this is the issue, and it's prevalent. It's like right in my face. You know, there's something going on. There's a spiritual jurisdiction, a spiritual war, a spiritual something is going on, and that's all I can really say, Dwayne Bey. And we have choices, and I don't think all Moors who are wealthy have to what they call sell out in order to be wealthy. No. But definitely, I know there's a temptation for this to happen. And it's not by the so-called the Anglo-Saxon. I think it's going to be presented by other Moors or other melanated beings who have already been written out, cast out, and are in that jurisdiction where they cannot return. Islam. And those are my thoughts. Islam. Talk to you later.